Good morning, Park family. It's David. Okay, yesterday I spent some time on the Church of the Devil. And so on the shell, I took the shell that I've created for that particular attraction in David's Park and I split it down the middle. On the right-hand side of the Church of the Devil, I created a bunch of pink and gray XXX and cigarettes and alcoholic beverages and billboards and different things. And then on the left hand side I still have all of the original artwork that I created for the Church of the Devil, which was just kind of a red and black thing. And so I've got the Church of the Devil just kind of broken down just in those two general categories. But if you are among the Kuhn cult, and if you have any understanding of my faith, you know that the heights and depths of the Church of the Devil and the heights and depths of all the different ways that it's possible for people to sin, or for us to sin, it's just of such heights and of such depths that we can't even begin to express it, nor can we discover it all. And so in David's Park and David City, we are at war with the devil, the devil's jerks, the devil's church, the devil's worshipers, the devil's perverters, the devil's corrupters, the devil's pornographers, and the devil's dead, more or less, forever. And so in David's Park and David City, we create this particular attraction in our park and in our city for the whole purpose of conquering the devil and the devil's jerks and evil. And so one day on our park movie screens and on our park stages and in our parades and in our theater and the different things that we do in our enchantment and in our entertainment and in our showmanship and in our workmanship and in our warmanship, all of these things should contribute to the conquering of the devil, the devil's jerks, and evil. And we can explore a lot of different ways to do it. And we need to get worse and worse and worse at this as the years go by. And so the way to get worse and worse at doing this is for David, for the Kuhns, for the Kuhn cult, and for David's Park family and friends to become more and more wicked, more and more deaf, dumb, and blind, and more unintelligent, as the years go by. And then we just keep reapplying the things that we learn, throughout our lives into the different shells and attractions in the park, and practice strive. One of the impossibilities in David's Park and David City is having fun, and so we need to really apply ourselves to strive to have fun with it and make it fun. And so I just want to get some of those thoughts on record. Today I'm going to continue to work on this particular shell and attraction. What I did just yesterday and what I've got currently works for the shell and for the attraction map, but there's many heights and depths to how we need to articulate these things in David's Park, and you can have fun with it, but it just takes, we can only do so much. We have to work in baby steps, little by little here and there, and we'll only be able to do so much in our lifetime. But maybe in lifetimes to come, some of the things that we do here and now in our lifetime may prove beneficial to the rising generations. So anyhow, just want to get some of those thoughts on record, and I look forward to talking to you guys again real soon. All right, bye. Good morning, Park family. It's David. Okay, and before I get started today on going back in and working on developing and refining the shell for the Church of the Devil, David wanted to answer this question in regards to David's cult, or what David will call David's Park family. And the question is, will David's Park family or the Kuhn cult get along better as the years go by, or will things get worse as we get more and more wicked and in the park and in the city? And my answer to that question is, I don't know how wicked things will get in David's Park and David City. I just know that in their current state, they are wicked. And so we're wicked in our current state. We don't necessarily need to try to be more wicked. We don't necessarily need to try to be less wicked. We were just born in a state of wickedness, and almost a state of unforgiven wickedness. And so as the years go by, I don't know that we'll be able to ever get along with each other. I don't know that we'll ever be able to see eye to eye with each other. When we wake up in the morning and when we go to sleep each night, I don't know that we'll enjoy being around each other. I don't know that we'll enjoy seeing each other or listening to each other and hearing each other's voices, or seeing each other, face to face, or learning to appreciate each other's unique lack of gifts and lack of skills and lack of talents and lack of abilities and unintelligence. And so as the years go by, my guess would be that, as we get more and more unintelligent together, and as we hate each other more and more, and learn to hate each other's imperfections and hate each other's uniqueness, my guess would be that things will become even more and more miserable, and hell on earth, and the hell on earth that we are in will just become that much more of hell on earth. And so that may sound really, really gloomy and really, really miserable and inexpressible heights and depths, and it's because it is that gloomy and that miserable and extremely inexpressible heights and depths. And I can't even begin to articulate the heights and depths of how miserable and gloomy and melancholy the work that we do in David's Park and David City is. It's just that bad and that wicked. But it is what it is, and it's what God made things to be, and so we'll work with what we've got. So anyhow, I just want to get some of those thoughts on record this morning, and I will talk to you guys later. All right, bye. Good evening, Park family. It's David. Okay, today was a very productive day. I got some different things done for David's Park and David City that I was very well pleased with. I created a little Park and City fact sheet, which talked about the areas in which we lack uniqueness. And uniqueness is what David's going to use. I'll use that word and that term to describe the wickedness of David's Park and David City. And so David's Park and David City is not just wicked, it's unique. And there's a uniqueness inside of David, and there's a uniqueness inside of the Kuhn cult, and there's a uniqueness inside of David's Park and David City that is special. And that uniqueness of ours is kind of what makes us who we are and what defines us. And so we may use that term to describe different things that we do in David's Park and David City, but I created a fact sheet for that. I also went into and I was very pleased with the fact sheet. And then I went into the shell and attraction for the Church of the Devil, and I revamped some of the existing artwork that I already had. I keep the art that I design, but the shells are I've created them in such a way that I can go in there and change out some of the artistic renderings that I do for the different shells and attractions. So I revamped the Church of the Devil's attraction, and I created some Church of the Devil actual chapels, or cathedrals, if you'd like to call them that. And I made them kind of tannish and brownish and blackish. And then I left the red devil's tail with the 4 white fish and then 1 black fish on it, as well as our Church of the Devil logo, which I designed with the devil's skull on it. And then I didn't change anything that I from what I had done yesterday on the XXX, pornographer's model with the cigarette and the alcoholic beverages and things of that nature. I just left all those things on the right hand side of this particular shell and attraction. And so to get the chemistry right for how we go about conducting our warfare on the Church of the Devil in David's Park in David City, we kind of have to play around with the colors. We have to play around with different art renderings and different things that we design into the shell and attraction. And then we need to ask questions like, how should we go about conducting our warfare on the devil and the devil's jerks and evil so that we do it right in the park in the city? And so I don't know how to do all those things just yet. And so we need time to learn how to do that right, and that can take some time. And so we plan to spend the next 5, 7 to 10 years practicing and learning. And then the way that we conduct our warfare in David's Park in David City is a little bit different than how we may conduct our warfare in different areas in our lives. But nonetheless, it's important how we conduct it in the park and in the city so that we keep the park and the city well taken care of. So anyhow, I just want to get some of those thoughts on record tonight, and I will talk to you guys later. All right, good night.
Yeah, he did. His wife used 2 passports for every day. I know, right? Well, I wish I used to have my own yard. 2, I used to have a pig next door. 3, I used to live big back cherries. Okay, pick a cherry.